Yeah, he was here for the test last year, and Pato Award was just here a few weeks ago. What did you get to drive, and does that give you a little leg up on some competition this weekend to go for some cash?
What did I get to drive? Well, what did I not drive?
I heard 8 cars, is that right?
Yeah, no, it's, man, I lost count of, it was my first time with one of those track attack cars, which is basically a NASCAR.
Yep.
I drove a 48 Challenge car. They had some McLaren GT4s out here. What else did I drive? GT3 RSs, track editions, road editions. I basically drove anything that was available, like what a race car driver should be doing.
That's right.
But man, this place is awesome. Like, this facility is, you know, what maybe Pebble Beach is to golf enthusiasts, this is to people that love cars. Like, you've got villas that ultimately look onto the track, just like they're overlooking a golf course, and it's unlike anything else in the U.S. So cash is king, baby. We're going for it for sure.
So this is a test session, and how would you describe this from a normal test weekend or a test couple of days? What are the advantages? Are there any disadvantages?
No, I mean, we're trying to test stuff that are also going to help us throughout the rest of our championship. But ultimately, we do want to have a proper shot at obviously winning this thing. And considering where we were last year, we've got a bit of catching up to do, I'd say. We weren't the best performing team, I think, you know. So we've got some work to do, but we've come with a different package to see if this works for us, and just trying to learn our way through this type of track. It's quite different. The nature of the corners, it's compared to what we race on. The technical aspect of this track is quite different as well. Like, it's a fairly technical track. There's quite a bit of straightaways, but the car has to be good in slow speed and high speed if you want to be fast around here. So there's kind of no room to be like, you know, we'll give up a little bit of here to kind of gain somewhere else. You got to be good in every type of corner if you want to extract the lap time.
Are you set to get back in the car ASAP? I see they just put tires on, and if so, I'm going to let you go. If not, I'm going to ask you, how long do you sit today? How much can you run with the tire allotment?
So I think I'm sitting for another 30-ish minutes, I'd say. We just want some rubber to get thrown down, because for this morning session, I think we were planned just one set. We're probably going to drag another one up. I don't know how the degradation's going to be, but from what we know from last year, you've got a couple laps and then you're pretty much shagged. So if you want to get reads on these changes, you got to compare it you got to be comparing it with decent tires all runs, you know. So that's what we're going to try and do. Later today, it's going to be the hottest. It's going to be all weekend, so it's probably going to be the least representative session. So we won't be doing a lot of performance runs then. We'll probably do some other things. But yeah, I mean, we've got another opportunity tomorrow, I believe all day, kind of like today, and then heading into qualifying. So there's plenty of time to get her dialed in.
For Sunday, how will this race, especially in 10-lap stints? 20-lap race, break, no change of tires, just fueling there.
So I think that's where strategy of how you take care of your equipment is going to come into play, because looking at well, we don't know what the deck is going to be, but I think that's going to be a big factor into how you approach at least the first half of the race, whoever does make it. So I don't know how to answer your question yet. I think later today I'll have a way better idea, but it does look like, you know, it's not just going to be go out full push and then you'll be fine for both races, because we're not changing tires, but you're fueling the car up, and the weight is quite penalizing, especially around here with so many fast corners. So the tires are going to be screaming by the end of that race. So I think it'll be important on how you take care of them before.
That might be the story. Who manages the Firestones best is going to have an opportunity late on Sunday. Pato Award off to a great start in 24. Are you getting to experience what life as a Thermal Club member might be?
It's a life I can definitely live, that's for sure. Oh, it's awesome to be here. Lovely view, lovely track. It's a bit slippery right now, though. It's kind of sandy out there, so it's like some guys have dared to go out and clean it up. But yeah, nice morning so far.
I was asking you about this last night, is what it's like when you come behind a car that's kicked up some dirt. What is that like?
Yeah, it's definitely not the biggest confidence boost, especially if you see it ahead of you, because it kicks up like a cloud and it limits their visibility, and you don't really know how it's going to feel like. Sometimes it's slippery, sometimes it's not, so it's not ideal, but we'll see. I don't think it's really going to be an issue. Maybe in the court, like after the triple hander coming out, there might be some dust there, but yeah, it's like when you go to Laguna, you just have to live with it.
They have had a little bit of rain this week, and there is even some conversation that they might water it down a little bit to try to keep the dust down. So what are you going to learn? Before we talk about the race, what are you going to learn here in the next couple of days?
I think mainly how the tires are behaving, how many warm-up laps you need, when the tires peak, tire temps and all that good stuff. We have a lot of time to learn that stuff, so that's really good for us. But normally here in the morning, the track is really quick, and this is the time we will have to learn as well, because that's when the qualifying and all that, the heat race is going to be. So, yeah, I think it depends a lot on what time of the day you're running and the track condition. It's also a really long lap, so I feel like you kind of need a little refresher. It's a lot of turns, so yeah, nice to have some running, actually.
So I want to get into your mindset. The last time you changed teams, it admittedly took a little while for you to adjust to the Arrow McLaren car, and now you come back to Honda and you qualify second, fastest lap in qualifying. You have a good race run. How much does that kind of ease your mind that, okay, this is a good fit for me?
Oh, it's a huge confidence boost for all of us at Meyershank Racing, and I think, St. Pete is a street track. It's something we know that we're good at, so I wouldn't say, we still have to experience road courses and ovals, and there might be different challenges there. We simply don't know. I think this will be a little indicator, obviously, here in Thermal, but no, it's great, and I think that was the kind of boost we wanted going into the season, but we still have our targets set realistically. We don't think we're gonna, we're not like we've got to win the championship or anything like that yet. So we're just calm, and if we can continue to do top 10s, that's good for us, and that's a good solid target for us. But yeah, when you're up there, you get more hungry, and you're like, hey, we want to play with the big guys, and that's ultimately our target long term. So but yeah, we take it easy and keep building and doing what we're doing and focus on ourselves, and I think we'll be in good shape.
Thanks, Felix. You're James Schnabel. That's one of the cool things this year is that James has worked with Penske for the last couple of years, and that is part of that relationship. It got you guys off to a great start at St. Petersburg. What's the level of optimism?
Oh, no, it's pretty high, obviously. Working with James, our whole engineering staff is pretty brand new with Mark Armbruster and Adam Colsar coming aboard and, a couple others. But, no, it's been awesome. Can't thank Larry enough for putting together this team. I think that showed off in St. Pete, obviously missing free practice 2 kind of put us on the back foot, but we still managed to do well. And, no, excited to be here in Palm Springs, man. I mean, the sun's in my eyes, got palm trees going around. These cars love this track, so.
Well, you've done dirt track racing before at the Chili Bowl, and you already have gone dirt track racing. Tell me about the first few laps and the little off.
Yeah, obviously, it's tough just coming here and trying to be out right on the second lap there, and just new brakes, chirp the rears. Yeah, a little dirtier out there than I was expecting, but we are in the desert, so. But yeah, no, it's a couple things to tweak here and there on our Sexton Properties 14 Chevrolet, but looking forward to a fun weekend.
That's nothing. So I'm hearing the grip is not real strong right now. What's the game plan?
We're gonna sit here. I want to be able to turn in really sharp on the high speed, and right now I have to tiptoe around on eggshells. So if I can figure that out with the boys and then keep the car from going in understeer following that, I think we'll be pretty competitive.
Thank you, Santino. So I know when I talk to Colin, he's going to say, I'm really glad Jack is here. How can you help him?
Oh, well, that's awfully nice of him to say. To be honest, after St. Pete, I think it became clear that there's a decent amount of work to do. So coming here right now was honestly just to try and lend a hand in whichever way I can, whether it's helping Colin, helping Nolan, just kind of helping the team, try and get a direction that is going to pay dividend the rest of the season. But I mean, it's Colin's first time driving here in the Indycar, Nolan's first time. So I think today, really, for everybody, is just going to be trying to figure out what path they want to go down the rest of the weekend, really.
I think everyone understands that you all are starting from ground zero with engineers being hired 3 weeks ago. You guys weren't confirmed until a few weeks ago. So what is the process? What's reasonable to expect for the team as you get this season started?
It's just one step at a time, mate, truthfully. I feel like you can overcomplicate these things. You just got to gradually progress people like Colin, obviously, not a ton of experience in IndyCar, but a lot of racing experience. So I'm really happy with the driver lineup that we have, because it's just going to be one step in front of the other, and it's going to be a slight process. We have to have some patience, but I mean, we're going to build to it. But I mean, he's going to do a great job this weekend, I have no doubt. So just chip away, that's it.
We'll see a lot more of you. I think 13 races are confirmed, so we'll see you at Barber, and who knows, maybe more, right?
Well, I'm available to do more, but yeah.
Thanks, Jack. And Colin Brown is here, fresh off his first IndyCar race a couple of weeks ago, Sebring last weekend. A little more level playing field. Not everybody has done 1,000 laps here. How is it going so far?
Yeah, it's good. You know, I mean, it's great to have Jack here. He's obviously a big help for this whole group. You know, for me, obviously my second race weekend. So it's nice just kind of working on what we had at St. Pete, building on that, trying to get the whole thing a little bit more natural feeling. It was nice to go out in the first practice and sort of, I've been here to this thermal track before, so kind of know what's going on a little bit and just kind of start to work on car setup and try to make this Dale Coyne car a bit quicker.
So you've done almost what the race length is going to be on Sunday, 19 laps. As a couple of minutes ago, only one person had done more laps. One, physicality. Two, what did the car feel like, especially with tire wear later on?
Yeah, we went out early and did a lot of laps, so I think we saw a pretty big deg on the tire. I think as it rubbers up, we're going to see a bit less of that, but I just needed to get laps in. We need to start our test program and get going. So, physicality-wise, certainly this section here, kind of on this end of the racetrack, the high-speed stuff, is a long duration corner, fast. These things are making a lot of G's, so you're definitely working. I wish I had like 6 more months in the gym before coming here, but yeah, no, it's good. It's not bad. You can lock your elbow up on the side of the tub and just get after it. It's fun.
Are you glad you took on this challenge?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, it's something I've always dreamed to do and wanted to do, and super cool to get a chance to come out here and do it. I mean, huge thanks to Dale and all the guys at Honda for giving me a shot here. It's been a huge learning curve, but man, it's been one that's been fun, and I feel like every time I've gotten in the car, we've gotten better and improved, so it's good.
Thanks, Colin. Rob, and here is Stingray Rob. It's test session, so this is not that much out of the ordinary. What's the reason for coming back and putting it on the pad again?
Yeah, it's early days. We got a lot of time today. We got more time than we got tires right now, so we just want to make sure everything's right. We saw something weird in the data that might have been an issue, but we're going to go back out there here in just a second and see if we can fix the problem, but it looks like nothing too big.
You've not had a lot of laps, but you've still had some. What do you think so far?
Yeah, the track's very fun. It's kind of interesting. It's split up kind of into two styles of racing. You have the low-speed first half, and you have the high-speed second half. So I think it'll be interesting on what we do setup-wise, kind of sacrifice or converge on both, I guess. So I think it'll just be who can do both the best.
Is today just about big picture things for the entire season? And then at what point do you work on this race on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, this is a non-points weekend for us, so it would be nice to win some money. And I know that's a big draw for the weekend, but I think for us, we're just going to focus on using this for the rest of the season, learning a thing or two. We're still working on deciding what I need from the car and what the engineers can give me. So I think that we had a good test at Barber this last Monday, earlier this week, and I think that there's a lot that we can learn here as well with the driving style that's required and then the sort of setup baseline that's required. Having that road course tire be a little bit different this year just from the different compound from Firestone will be interesting to play with through the week.
So specifically about this track, I'm hearing a lot of conversation we're picking up from our cameras. Turn 17, almost like a little jump. What is that section like?
Yeah, I think you guys got a video of me going through there. You see it right here. Yeah, it's just that transition to the short chute right there. There's kind of the two tracks converge right there. And I think that transition just causes the car to launch over the curb. So it's definitely a challenging spot on the track, but the car seemed to handle it pretty well. I mean, landed straight and was able to make the turn just fine. So all is good.
Hey, your car's leaving. Go catch it. Time to go back to work. Stingray Rob. Yeah, Christian Lundgaard ended up second here quick today for Ray Hall, Letterman, Lanigan. So what did you learn in this 2-hour session?
It's tough, man. It's tough to really learn much. The tire deg seems to be quite high. I think everybody's basically dropping half a second to 7/10 on each run. And it's difficult. I mean, obviously we have 7 sets for the 4 test sessions today, tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, the car is good. We kind of started where we left off last year here, second. So we're still going to try to see if we can find a little bit more.
How much of a priority is optimizing a setup for this weekend and the cash race combined with, let's see what we can learn for Indy, Portland, any other road course?
think ultimately it all comes together. You know, there's a lot of things that carry on from a lot of tracks, a lot of small components that we're obviously testing to see if it sends us down a direction or a path that we need to work towards. And we found some stuff here last year that we carried on for the rest of the season, and obviously we had a couple of poles and a win and a podium across the team. So we made progress here last year. We were competitive, we were fast, and the 45 Hy-Vee Honda is still fast. So we're going to see what we can learn.
Go enjoy lunch. It's not your typical track food here.
No, it's a little warmer than it is for most of the season as well.
Thanks, Christian.
Christian Luke.